Hi, Ram. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Chaitanya. I work as a senior software engineer for one of the big MNC in India. Uh, I'm into this training field from past 6 years. I usually give training in UX and UE, user experience and user interface training, as well as I give training in .NET and advanced .NET concept like WCF, WPF, and some other IDEs like entity framework kind of stuff. Okay, as this training is more related to UI development, let me give you a glimpse what we will be covering as a part of this training that's going to help students in working to give their working experience and to withstand themselves in the part of their job. Have I shared my screen? I think you can see my screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thanks. In this training, we'll be covering a few topics. These are going to be the topics that we'll be covering as a part of this training. We will start with UI and UE introduction. That's going to be explaining users what a user interface or user experience development is, and what kind of work they will be doing as a part of their job, and what are the profiles usually they find in US as well as India, most of in this industry. And then after that, in the same day, we'll be starting with a framework, a scripting language called as HTML. We will start with something called as HTML. HTML is a hypertext markup language. This is a base for UI development. What are the web you see these days? Web applications you see these days in market? There are a code we developed on UI. The UI is code we developed on HTML, hypertext markup language. Take any web application, it will be HTML. Why to start with HTML? Because the browser understands only HTML. So whatever might be the technology you might be using, a client might be using, like Java, .NET, or PHP, but HTML is must. Everything has to be converted to HTML. So we will start with HTML. This is going to be the first language that they will be learning, first scripting language that they will be learning. After that, we're going to teach them something called as CSS, cascading style sheets. Here, they're going to get some markup to develop elements, UI elements, but they want to present them properly. The user experience presentation is very important. You want to make your application look perfect, you look rich and interactive, then you have to use something called as cascading style sheets, CSS. As a combination of these two, people will be building web pages. In CSS, we have one more new release, which is called as CSS3, which is in the market. The next one will be, we will be teaching them CSS3. So they're going to learn how to make their applications colorful here, and here they're going to learn what are the advanced features that were introduced in CSS3, so that they can make their application more user-friendly. So with these things, they will be able to build a web page, a basic web page. Here they will be doing their first assignment. We will be having some bunch of assignment that we will be assigning to the people. And this is how usually it goes: a bunch of technologies, then an assignment, usually we will give this assignments. I will give these assignments on Friday, so that they're going to submit them by Monday. So usually it's my habit of taking sessions only 5 days a week. Maybe if you insist, you can change the way of taking sessions. If you want whole week, I can take, but usually I prefer to take only 5 days a week. And if it is US students, what we are talking about, it's going to be from their Monday to their Friday. So that would be for Indian, it's going to be our Tuesday to our Saturday. So in that way, we're going to give them a 2 days gap, and in this 2 days we're not going to keep them we're going to keep them busy. We will be teaching them something, so if they're working, they're busy with the part-time job, they can practice these things on weekends. And also we will be giving assignments on weekends. So they have to finish their assignments on Saturday and Sunday, and they're going to submit them back by Monday. So I will evaluate them. So I will tell them what are the mistakes they are doing, where they can improve themselves. And also we are not going to leave them there. I will be showing a live demo of this assignments. Means in front of their eyes, I will write code for these assignments. So they will know what are the best practices they can use while practicing. So that would be our first assignment after learning HTML, CSS, and CSS3. Then we will going to start the fourth one called as HTML5. So these are independent. These are actually different technologies we are talking about. So in industry these days, in UI development, we are using combination of all this stuff. So it's good to have all this knowledge if you want to become a UI developer, and even they want to keep good experience. If they don't have skill they want to keep, they should be good at all this stuff. Then HTML5, you want to make your application user interactive. On a click you want to perform something. On a click you want to get a pop-up. On a click you want to get some slideshow, and you want to slide your images here and there. And you want to make asynchronous calls. And you have a text box, you are typing something there, and you want to get some intelligence like the Google does. So this is Google page, the classic Google page that you see here. And I type here something like Microsoft. See, when I type Microsoft, I'm getting some intelligence here, some suggestions. Whether would you be interested in this stuff? Yes, I might be. So these things, whatever you are seeing here, it's because of a technology called as JavaScript. So JavaScript and jQuery will allow us to make an asynchronous call to server using our ability called as Ajax. So to make our application more user interactive, more user friendly, more robust, we will be using some technologies called as JavaScript. These are called as client-side scripting languages. You want to perform client-side validation? Have you noticed? When you go to a registration page, you're going to have a form, and when you're filling your form, you ask to enter the email ID and you didn't enter. So the validation will fire there itself. So this kind of validation can be done using JavaScript. So we'll be teaching them JavaScript. Then we're going to teach them something called as jQuery. Here they will be learning these two are client-side scripting languages, the core. This is going to be the core one, and this is going to be the JavaScript. And just wanted to mention, JavaScript is not related to Java. It's not the Java that you might have heard about, a programming language that you might have heard about, maybe somewhere in your career, maybe in your experience. But this is not the one. This is a client-side scripting language, not at all related to Java or not at all related to Sun Microsystem or Oracle. It's a client-side scripting language. And then we will teach them jQuery, which is also a necessary client-side scripting language and used by 98% of web applications in market. After this, we're going to give them again one more assignment, second assignment. Okay. As usual, weekend, we're going to give them weekend. Again, a live demo will be there after on Tuesday, and over Tuesday, their Monday, it would be their Monday. Once this is done, then we're going to teach them something called as we're going to teach them jQuery UI. There are some user-free. There are some components available in jQuery. They are called as jQuery UI. We're going to teach them jQuery UI, and then we're going to teach them Bootstrap. And these days, if you have noticed, in market, the applications are becoming resolution independent. For example, if I take you to Microsoft website, here, so this is the home page of Microsoft website. Just give me a second. So this is a classic Microsoft website, and if you see, there is a lot of content here. And if I resize my window, I will just resize it, and the content of this page, if you see, this is the content of the page is realigned. When I make it small, it's going to be realigned, and you don't see horizontal scroll bar here. See, no horizontal scroll. The content is realigned in such a way that we can see all the content even in mobile. This is how my page is going to look like in mobile. You want to build pages like this? There's a standard framework available in market. That's Bootstrap. So we're gonna teach them what is Bootstrap, what is the need of resolution independent in market, what is the demand for them, what kind of end users will be interested in resolution independent applications. So we're going to teach them all the theory, and we're going to teach them the framework called as Bootstrap that will allow them to be building a resolution independent application. After Bootstrap, we're going to teach them. After Bootstrap, there is going to be again a third assignment, 3, continue, followed by a live demo again, and then we're going to teach them one more last technology called as AngularJS. This is a totally new level framework. This is a framework built on MVC architecture. So we're gonna teach them what is the importance of architecture-based programming in UI development and how AngularJS works. It's going to be a total new level of experience for them. For a above moderate UI developer, means if you say above UI developer with experience of 7 to 8 years in market, they should have at least these knowledge of all these technologies. So we'll be teaching them. It would be taking almost like 2 months to finish this training, because we will be covering live demos. And if you want to make it lesser than that, you want to make it like 45 days, you want to finish now. What usually we can do is we can take a session on weekend, and we can means Saturday till Sunday we can give them holiday. Saturday we can take a session. On the session we can show them these live demos so that we can save few days. So that's how usually I follow for any UI training sessions that I've taken till now. Maybe if you want to add some technologies in, yes you can, you're free to do that. You want to take out something you think your users are, like the students who will be joining, they're already familiar with some of the technologies, you can take them out so that we can save time. And you would like to add few more technologies to this, yes, you're free to do that. Okay, would you like to say something?
I think I'm good with the introduction you've given.
So these are going to be the technology that we'll be covering. And actually, after this, I will be giving them maybe on AngularJS, I will be giving them an assignment. But I have seen people, by this time, I have seen people, they will be starting their interviews and they will be starting their profile to be marketed in industry. So they are busy with they have not seen people will be interested in people. I have noticed that students are not interested in working on the 4th assignment at least. Still, if our students are good, yes, we can then give them one more assignment here. That would be on AngularJS, and I can show them a live demo again. But preferably at least 3 assignments they should be good at. If they finish the 3 assignments, they will be good for interviews. Important point here: see, teaching them technologies will give them a knowledge. Giving them assignment, they will get confidence. See, they are learning something here, but they will have a problem there. Whether whatever they learn, whether they can apply it in the industry, that's going to be a big problem for them. But whatever the assignments we'll be giving them, that will give them confidence that yes, what they have learned, they can apply it in industry, and they will have a live. These examples will give them, show them that whatever that learning is actually what is used in industry. So assignments will help them a lot. So these are the technologies. Maybe have content for some of them. I will share with the people. They're going to share you back. They're going to send you back. And for some of them, I don't have a content I need to prepare. Maybe I will take some time and I will prepare the content for them. I will share with you people if possible. So this is the technology we'll be sharing. If you want to listen to some demo, yes, we can. Maybe I can give you a glimpse of HTML if you are interested. So what is HTML? I can give you a basic demo on HTML if you would like to listen, as we still have some time.
Well, maybe we can go ahead with the introduction of HTML. I mean, that would give us an idea, right?
Yeah, that's good. Good idea. HTML. hypertext markup language. A framework which is available, a scripting language which is available in market from the starting of internet was evolved. And this, whatever the classic web pages that we see, they are developed using HTML. So HTML would be the basic base to develop any web applications. Why? After developing a web application, maybe a web page, we're going to see an output of the web page in a browser. Means you're going to host the web page in a IaaS, basically in a server, a web server, and you'll be having a domain name to the web server. Now once you host the web page to your web server, you will be accessing that through internet. When you request a domain name, that's going to give you an output back. And this is whatever you're seeing here is HTML. Any web page, even our Google page that we see here is made up of HTML. So this is the HTML code for Google page, whatever you see here. And take e-commerce website like Flipkart or eBay. Flipkart is like a famous e-commerce website in India. So this is a HTML code for, you can see here, any website. If you're interested, you can right click and say view page source, and you can see a HTML output for HTML content related to that website anytime. Okay, we will understand what is the importance of page source and what is the importance of looking at someone else HTML content. We're going to understand the need of that maybe in future sessions. Don't worry about that. Here, we are trying to understand what is the basic need of HTML. Now, that would be a starting point where we will be starting, because my browser can understand only HTML. See, I'm familiar with English, Telugu, Hindi. So if you want to talk to me, if you want to get some response back for me, you have to interact with me in either of the three languages. So if you try to talk to me in Chinese or French, I won't be able to give you any response because I can't understand that. Similarly, browser is a tool which is used in industry to see and interact with the applications. And you want to see output of an application in your browser, you have to talk to your browser, you have to interact with your browser in such a way that it can understand. And my browser can understand, the browsers in industry can understand only one language, that is HTML. So if you want to build an application, interactive application, you want it to be available for the people to be able to access on internet through browser, yes, you have to build a page using HTML. Okay, to build all these applications, to practice all the technologies, whatever I mentioned here, all these things, we need a tool. We need an editor. You can use a simple notepad as an editor, possible. So whatever the examples that we will be practicing entire this training course, we are going to use, or we can use, okay, we are not going to use, but we can use even a notepad as our editor. But problem with notepad here, everything is black and white. You won't be able to differentiate keywords, simple text, so you don't get any intelligence here. It's going to be like, it will take a lot of time to develop web pages using notepad. So in industry, there are some standard tools available in market. They can be used for this web development. You can use tools like Webstorm. Webstorm is one tool that can be used to develop web applications. So you can download it and you can use it for your web development. This is how tool is going to look like. And the good thing about this one is you're going to find keywords and the special predefined keywords and stuff in different colors, and your variables in different colors. So you can differentiate them with the ordinary text. So that's one advantage you're going to get. Not only that, when you are typing, you'll find some intelligence that will help you save your time in typing this stuff. You can use Webstorm, or you can use something called as Visual Studio. Even you can use Visual Studio. Visual Studio is also an IDE that you can use for your building web applications. as a starter, we'll be using Visual Studio as our IDE. So I'm a MSDN account holder, so I have a premium edition of Visual Studio. Still, you can go with, we will find an edition called as Express edition that's free for a lifetime. You can download it. Maybe after finishing this training, I will be sharing links with you people where you can download this Express edition and install it. You can use it for your lifetime for practice. Now, let me start with a simple HTML page. You can go to File, New, File. File, just go to New and File. Click, you'll get a pop-up. Or you can go to Control New. That's going to give you the same pop-up. The shortcut to create a file is Control New. I can go to HTML page and click Open. So this is how you will be creating a HTML page in Visual Studio. It's pretty much same in even in other tools. So now here I will be saving it somewhere. So what we will do, we're going to save all our examples in one place, one folder, lead class, and we can create a new folder. And we'll be saving all our examples here. Advantage, I will share all these examples every weekend. So when you're practicing, you can have a look on how you have done, and we're going to see. Not only this, if possible, if the your employer permits, we can record all our training sessions, and we can share them with you people so that you can revise them whenever you need it. Maybe in before interview, or if you miss any session, you can take advantage of this video to cope up with other people who have already attended the session. Like that. Okay, we will take this session on that later. Demo. Just click OK. So your HTML page is ready. So let me explain. HTML is a markup language. It's an XML based markup language. XML, extensive markup language. At least at this stage, you're not don't bother about what is XML. Just remember XML are going to have nodes and tail nodes. So your first line of your HTML page would be doc type, a document type. That will decide which version of HTML you're using. If you have doc type as HTML, it means you're using HTML5 web page. If you have doc type with HTML and some extension, namespace extensions, that means you're using other than HTML5. So let me show you. For example, let's go to a live example. Let's go to a website like freecharge.com. See, this is a website used in industry India to recharge mobiles, and it's very rich and it's new in industry, fresh. Like 2 years back, they started this website and it became very famous in India. They're making really good amount of money from this website. Let's have a look. Let's look at the source. You can right click anytime, as I told you, and you can go to page source, view page source. And that will show you a page source. And if you see on the top of my page, the first line, it's actually doc type as HTML. So if you see doc type as HTML, means this web page is HTML5, enabled web page. Let me take you to some other website like Flipkart. I showed you, right? It's kind of e-commerce website like eBay in India. If you go to source, if you see the doc type is HTML, but defined with some public extensions. Public standard extension. If you see something like this, a public standard extension means this web page is configured for below HTML 4.1. Means this web page is built using HTML 4.5 features, not HTML5. So using the doc type, you can decide what type of version you are using for your web page. Entire HTML page is going to be written inside a tag called as HTML, and you don't have to bother about it. It's called as a tag. And entire HTML page is divided into two blocks. One is called as head block, second one is called as body block. Looks good. See, entire HTML, head block and body block. Means entire HTML page would be divided into two parts. One thing is called as head and second one is body. And now you can see output of this. Anytime you can right click and say view in browser. That will show you an output of this page in browser. I'm trying to open it in Firefox, it will take time. Yep, this is a web page. We haven't written anything, so you don't see anything here. Or anytime you can go to a folder location where we have saved this. Okay, this was a file path. Double click and it will open your output. Let me show you something interesting. See, in our case, what is that you're finding in the tab? That's actually some path. Okay, let me go back here, double click, and if you try to see this one in Firefox, let's go back to Firefox. See, what is that you see in here? It's actually a path where you have this file. If you go back here, let me open Google. So when you open Google, what you see here, it's actually a title, it says Google. Even for my page, I would like to have a title called as demo. I don't want to have a path like that. So then you have to go here in head block. You will have you need to use a tag called as title. See, it's Chaitanya. How I supposed to learn HTML? If that's your question, you have to imagine output first. So you have a desired output, and you want to get that output. You have to write respective HTML tags for that. You wanted a title here called as demo, so you have to add a tag called as title here. Then only you'll be able to see that. So you should imagine output and you should write respective tags in your page. Just refresh your page now. You'll find them. Good. Head will hold a bunch of tags. They are non-presenting. Means the tags whatever you will be writing inside head block, they're not going to be for output. They're not going to show output on your page. They will give you some meta information about your page. And we'll be understanding what I mean by meta information maybe in our next session. Don't worry about it now. The body is a place where you will be writing some content, some script, some tags. They're going to present your content to the end user. We will be starting with something called as header tag. We have header tag starting from H1 to H6. And if you save it, this is the output you're going to see when you refresh your page. Chaitanya there. So the H1 tags or headers. Heading should be bold, big enough to read. That's what that means. And we have header tags starting from H1 to H6. And they just differ in their size. Good, see, I'm using a premium tool. A premium tool which is paid, it is a paid version. So if you use a notepad for these examples, you don't get this kind of intelligence. See, you will see that the ordinary text is separated with the special tags. These are in other color than this is in simple text. Not only that, see, when I try to change this to 2, you will see that even end tag is changed automatically. Why? See, this tool is intelligent enough to understand that the starting tag and ending tag should be same. So it's automatically going to change for me. Whereas if you use Notepad in this case, you have to do that manually. So that's the advantage of using these kind of premium tools. And you will find intelligence. See, when I type, you're finding the tags here. That's an intelligence. So it's trying to give you some suggestions. Would you be interested in taking this one? Just see the tags starting from H1 to H6. They just they just differ in their size. So those are the heading tags. Okay, so means if you have a requirement of having a header tag of this size, you go with H2. You have a heading tag, have a requirement of displaying some content at this size in bold, you go with H3. So like that. Chaitanya, what if I want this one to be in red? Then CSS will come into picture. The second topic that I told you. This one will picture and this will help you in presenting your content to the user. I can just say style and color red. Just refresh your page. Now that's going in that color. So you want to change your look and feel of your page, then we'll be going with CSS. First, before going to CSS, we have to understand HTML in depth. There are plenty of tags available in HTML that you have to understand, that you have to learn before going to CSS. And here you're going to see how to present content to the user. Colors, alignments, margins, padding, content placeholders. So all these things we're going to learn in CSS. Prior to that, we have to learn HTML in depth first. So we have to learn in and out of HTML so that people will be ready to build web application Once you are able to build web application, then we are going to make the application more beautiful by applying CSS. Good? Yeah. So this is how a training goes, ma'am. So it's going to be interactive in the middle. Usually preferred, like if any student has a doubt, in the starting of session itself, I will tell them to send a message. So I don't prefer to prefer students to interrupt the session in the middle. They can send a chat message to me in the whatever might be the tool that we'll be using. Maybe in our case it's GoToMeeting. So they're going to send a chat message. Once I finish my flow, I will read out that message. So I'm not going to give a response back to an individual student. It would be I will be reading the question out for all the people. If it is a generic question, that's good. I will explain them. So this is how it, like if they imagine they have asked about some question related to technology, I will explain everyone. So this was the question and this is the answer to the question. So everyone would get benefit from the question asked by one. So sessions are going to be interactive, and I will be teaching them most of the examples. Most of them it's going to be live demos like you are seeing now. So this is how usually training goes. Maybe if you have any questions, maybe you can ask me.
Well, I think we are clear with it. I mean, how it works, and we also got a demo session, so maybe we're good, in my opinion.
Then maybe you can talk to these guys and please let me know the feedback. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Have a nice day. Good night.
Bye-bye.